How's it, everyone? Welcome back to my studio. It's Traci Sherry. Thanks so much for being here. So today I'm doing another pearl pour. Surprise, surprise. Some of you have been asking for a cloud pour, and I'll get to that in the next few videos. The canvas I'm using is a 40 centimeter square standard edge. This particular one is from Art Canvas Factory, and I tell you, I don't know if you've tried their canvases before, but they are silky smooth, very fine texture, and the paint really flows beautifully over them and dries wonderfully. I think for fluid art they work amazingly well. They are very high quality, they're strong, they're sturdy, they are flat, there's no sagging. So yeah, shout out to Art Canvas Factory. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, I'm just telling you about their wonderful canvases. All right, let's get cracking. I'm using titanium white for my base coat, which is mixed with cloud and pearl flow control. And my other pearl colors are metallic violet. The second one was a mix of dioxazine deep violet and quinacridone maroon. There may even be a bit of magenta in there. I'm using up some paints today, so I've mixed and matched a bit. The blue is a deep sapphire metallic, possibly mixed with some phthalo blue, and then I've got turquoise and azure metallics. These are all mixed with cloud and pearl flow control, and in the case of the metallics, they are also mixed with metallic paint flow control. All the paints and products that I'm using today are from Bastion Paint. They are a South African manufacturer of special effect paints, and they have a whole range of acrylic pouring supplies. I'll list everything in the description box, all the recipes and paints and products that I'm using. Okay, my pour over colors or puddle paints are, first one is a bronze and black pearl mix. Then I've got a mix of different golds and brass and probably even some bronze and copper. And the third one there is ultramarine blue and carbon black mix. Now my pour over colors are mixed with original flow control, and if it's a metallic paint flow control as well. And you adjust the consistencies just by adding a little bit of water to thin down. All the paints need to be the same consistency. I'm laying down two separate puddles of paint. And look, there's no set way you have to lay down your colors. This is entirely up to you. Just remember to give your metallics a stir before you pour them out, because the pigments do tend to settle. And you need to give them a bit of a mix to get the correct flow. So, oh my gosh, there is a ton of paint on this canvas. I have such a heavy hand. I'm going to have to tilt quite a bit of this off, because you want to achieve a really thin layer of paint to get a lot of pearls popping through. If the paint's too thick in consistency or the layer is too thick, you know, the pearls battle to pop through. Already I can see that I don't have as much negative space between the puddles as I'd hoped to achieve. But anyway, we shall persevere. All the paint that I tilt off will be scraped up and strained and used again in another pour. So, you know, it is a wasteful technique, but I never chuck the paint. I always use it again. All right, I'm speeding up again in parts so that I don't bore you to tears. But you'll see that whenever I tilt off one side, I bring the weight of the paint back towards the middle before I tilt it off somewhere else. This helps you keep control of the composition. And if you're going for more or less straight lines in your pour, you're able to achieve this much easier by working methodically and intentionally, you know, guiding the paint around the canvas. I didn't pop the air bubbles before I started tilting, and I can see that the bubbles are actually leaving little marks and lines in the design, which I don't mind at all. I think it adds some interest. I like to leave my torching until the end, until I've finished tilting it out, because the heat will pop the bubbles and bring up a whole bunch more pearls. So if you torch before you start tilting, you're going to distort all those pearls again. It's a bit of a toss-up, a balance between getting enough paint off before the pearls are like well underway, while achieving the composition you want and making sure that you have a nice thin layer of paint remaining. So it's a bit of a delicate balance. You'll see that I work in certain areas where I feel I need more negative space, so I scrape away some paint and I add more white. Or if I want a particular color, like if I want more gold in a section, I'll add more gold and blow it around and, you know, just play. I played with the composition a little bit this time. To be completely honest with you, I'm only now starting to feel confident enough to really work with a painting without the fear of ruining it. It's only taken me 5 years. But yeah, it's really, don't be afraid to play with your painting. While the paint is wet, you can really work it and you can change things and you can scrape the whole thing if you want, you know, start again. If you have to walk away for a few minutes and come back and look at it again, it's just, don't be afraid to play. It dried beautifully. This is the orientation that I was working on when I showed you the wet results. But I'm going to show you all 4 orientations at the end of this video, and you can decide, and please let me know in the comments which one you prefer. Look at the blending of these colors, so stunning. I love everything about this painting. The sides look very awesome. I've got my flash on so you can see how sparkly and shimmery it is. There are some really cool details. So there we go, folks. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and like and share. It really helps my channel. See you next time.